Hi, this is your happy snappy chappy, and today's a wee bit scrappy, but I put together a wee photo story. Having seen multiple aurora alerts, I set off at 4:30 a.m. I stopped in Newborough Park to have a quick recce and try out my new phone camera. It was -3 and I was still half asleep, but bits of the sky were quite nice. I just stopped when another car pulled up with his headlights on, but I took advantage of the situation to include the nearby trees. Astrophotography is not my speciality, but the Pixel 7 is supposed to be rather clever at it, so I was keen to try that, but I didn't hang about. Since there was no aurora, I wanted to get into place for the sunrise instead and get back in the car and get warmed up a wee bit because I was already frozen by that time. The half moon was just setting as I headed east out of Newborough. This is a viewpoint I wanted to try, about halfway between Newborough and Dundee, and I got some scrappy time-lapse bits. Clearly I still have some learning to do. So at the top is the iPad running Lapse It Pro and obviously struggling because of the dark. So it's tweaked up the ISO settings all by its little self. The two arrows indicate the lights going out in Newborough and then in Perth. And on the lower right is the Canon, which is a bit blurry, so I had to stop that and start it again. The iPad at the top is starting to pick up the light as the day is getting brighter, and on the lower left we're starting to see the hills behind Newborough lighting up, which is nice. And the Canon on the right, yeah, I will review the manual. I got it in the end, but I was setting it up in the dark, and that's always a bit of a panic because you're watching the light and you feel you're on a clock. Although the time-lapse photography didn't go according to my plans, it was actually a glorious scene, so I lingered to take some still photographs. Here's a panorama looking downstream on the Tay, across to the north and Angus, and Dundee in the distance about where the orange sky is, and that's the Canon on the tripod there. I used my bridge camera, which is a Fujifilm, to zoom in on the mountains because it's got a good telephoto lens, but I'm pushing my luck. That's Mugdrum Island in the foreground, which is a nicer shot if I ease back a wee bit. And then there's Canoe Hill, but again I've pushed the zoom to see the castle. And the quality is not brilliant. And then back to the mountains, because I've been looking at them for ages and thinking I must photograph them. And there's a skein of geese coming across from the top left. I hadn't actually seen them at all until I started post-processing, so it's pure coincidence that I happened to have followed them across the sky, but they're a good 7 miles away from my position. Some nice skies. The camera just doesn't do skies justice. You've got to get out under it at 6 in the morning and be there with the birds singing on your own in the peace and quiet to experience it. And it's quite awesome. It's a really nice way to start the day. That's the Ochils looking beyond Newborough in the foreground there to the wind farm. And Mugdrum Island in the middle of the Tay there, which has got deer and sheep on it. And again, just trying to catch these nice skies with the nice blues and still the odd star twinkling there. And that's looking back to where I parked. That's a great viewpoint. And there's a plaque there to commemorate a battle, something to do with the Jacobites, I think, and Bonnie Dundee. And Mugdrum Island looking great in the golden hour. Thanks for watching.